So, welcome to today. I'll put these down. I was having a little wander outside for a while, and I was trying to determine, because as many as you know, I'm an actress as well, and I've been blessed to do two woman shows, Shirley Valentine and My Brilliant Divorce, and they're both about just 2 hours long, so it's like 32 pages of lines, and it's a huge, huge thing to stand backstage waiting for the cue light, and on you go. And there's all these nerves, and I was walking out there, and I thought, I don't know which is worse, really. Doing that or coming here, because as many of you know, I'm not given what it is I'm going to talk about in this first half. When White Cloud comes in, that's entirely up to him. I can just let that go. But this is a sort of thing, and I just think, just give me a little clue of something, but there isn't. So again, it is this trusting of what comes out of my mouth will be all right and will suffice. And sometimes I do these things and I think, yeah, that was a good one, that was okay. And other times, like, oh, that wasn't so good today, or what have you. But it crossed my mind many times, as I'm sure it does yours, that when you are coming from love in all that you do, why would it go wrong? It's not like God, but we might go into what is God today. Been thinking about that a lot. Why would that almighty, divine, sacred energy, force, want you to up? Why would it? Wouldn't, because your heart is there. If you see somebody, will you just give me a little nod if somebody's coming? I mean, of the earth. Bit spirit, they can stay up here. But why would anything intentionally, when you're coming from love, go wrong? It's only our fears that put that doubt there. Because I'm thinking, what if I just don't know what to say, or what if some snot comes out my nose, or what if all these things where you're vulnerable when you're a public speaker, or just in anything that you're doing, things can go wrong because we put that doubt and that fear into ourselves and where does that come from? It comes from, I am not good enough. Those fears, because when we know within ourselves that we are all good enough, more than good enough, we are all the greatest. Why on earth? Why would it go wrong? I've been thinking, one thing I wanted to do actually, and thank you, Susie, for your blessing before we began. I just thought it would be nice to put in the intention today for that all the love and the joy and the laughter and all that we are going to gather and build up today, that we set the intention for all that we bring into this space to go out to places and people and circumstances where it is needed. Because we all know that that is possible. Sometimes I feel a bit selfish because somebody might email me and say, every day I do this and I give my intention for this and I do half an hour of that and I do that. I think, oh dear God, I don't do any of that. I'm doing my emails. We all have our busy lives to lead. But I think when we know in our hearts that who we are, which is love, when that is just our intention of being, then we also know and set that intention for that which we are, that which we're vibrating out and resonating, to reach out to those in need. We don't need to go on a map and go, oh, that's where it's going today. We just need to know that the divine will take our energy that we are enjoying being in our life today out to where it is needed. And I think that is a very good thing to know, because this thing of our busy lives and feeling a little selfish because we don't necessarily give thought as much as we would like to another isn't, I don't want to get myself into trouble here, but it's not like you have to do that to be a good person. It's not about that. It is about, as we've talked about before, being of love and being happy and being in joy. And that is literally all we need to do. That is not to say that if we think, you know, I've got a quick half hour here, I might just go in and have a little meditation and send out that love to a person that may be personal situation with you, or somewhere out in the world where there is war-torn raging going on. I think there was something that came into my mind just to say that, yes, when people ask me, what do I do, Blossom, about this situation or that situation to do with a family struggle or whatever, I often say, and I do this myself, is it's very simple. Put that situation or that person into, I see it as a big golden egg, golden bubble. Open the door. You can either get in there first on your little bench, or that person or the situation can already be in there opposite on the little bench, and you get you both in there, or whatever it is. Shut the door in this golden bubble. When you're in there, it's that breathing. It is the breath. I am learning so much more about the breath is so important. And it is the breathing. And for me, I sort of see this swirling energy of gold. And I just sit there opposite that person or that situation. And we just sit within it, within that love. And for me, without question, that will have an effect. Everything that we are having issues about, I feel, as long as we put out the intention that the outcome be for the highest good of all. Who can you be harming? Who can you be doing wrong if you put out for the highest good of all? And there are people we know who haven't quite allowed so much of their light to shine forth. And they might be intentionally nasty to you. Put them in the light, ask the situation to be resolved for the highest good of all. And let the universe work it out, or let God work it out. It used to be in years long past that I never used the word God because I felt it put people off. And because I was brought up in a very strong Catholic household, well, sort of half, my mother was an atheist, but my father was a very strong Catholic, and I went to a Catholic boarding school. That's another story. And so God to me was a very different God then from the God that I have come to know now. People are put off by that word because of the wars, because of the struggles caused by, as they say, caused, if you please, by God. We all here, surely, I think, are more aware that to know that these are not, caused by God. And people say, if there is a God, how come he would let this suffering take place, etc., etc., etc. I think most of us, or definitely here, are aware that that is not the case, that it is our consciousness over eons of time that has caused these wars and this suffering and this starvation of children and all the atrocities that take place in our world today. God is the last person, well, there we go, it's not a person, to have brought that about. It is us as a consciousness. And although within ourselves we may think, I couldn't do that, I couldn't shoot another person, I couldn't, blow that house up, I couldn't do any of those things. Maybe once we could, maybe once we did. Maybe we didn't, but as a collective group of thought over history, we have come about today to here, where we are at. And where is that we are at? We're told that we are walking into the golden age. Well, I've been telling you that for 18 years. Bloody long walk, might I say. You know, my boots are tired. It's that people are going, when is it going to change? When is this golden age going to appear? I don't know about you, but as these months are going on, in these days, I personally feel, I think I can say safely, stronger than I ever have done before. Something is going on in me. And I know through emails and talking with other people, it's going on within others as well. And you go, what is going on? I don't know. I just know something is changing. Outer, inner. I feel sometimes on the planet, sometimes I feel off the planet. I have moments of feeling, I love the world. I have next moment of going, this is crap. I am like this, up and down like a whore's drawers, as they say. Got to have a bit of laughter in there. In me, I am finding, which I find very strange, I want God to appear. Why? When I know what God is. To me, God is love. You know, that's love is God, God is love. We've talked in my channelings lately about the empty space. Somebody asked about this empty space. What is it? It's an infinite, it's just there. It always was, always is, always will be. And asked the Federation of Light, who I think most of you know who I channel, what is that empty space? You know, and they said, you've answered it. It is an empty space. It is it. It is love. It is what is labeled as God. I found myself in my yoga class the other night, standing there, doing all this, thinking, having this moment of absolute, well, it wasn't desperation, but it was like I was in this space and I was like, where are you? Show me. And I found myself sort of falling, I didn't in the class, but in my mind I found myself falling on my knees, just crying, going, where are you? Because I've heard other people, they've seen that light, they've been in that light of God elsewhere outside of their human existence. They have had experiences where, ta-da, there is Jesus in front of them. And I'm like, it's not, I remember, and I'm sure my mother, who's now passed on, won't mind me saying this, when she was wanting to separate from my father, she's an atheist, he's a Catholic, goes to church every day. She went into the church and she sat there and she asked and asked and asked, if there is a God, please show yourself. And he didn't. So she left my father. But for other, etc., we talked about it many years later. And I said, but Mum, that isn't what God is all about. You know, if God turned up to everybody, wouldn't it be a lovely place? But God is within us. I understand that God is the feeling. I know that when I go, please just show me, I know I don't need that. I know that when I'm in a great space and I take a breath and I look at the sunshine and the shining sun going down at night on the trees, I know, I go, oh, there's God. I know when my little dog is chumming along the beach with his paws and his ears wagging, oh, there's God. I know when I look into somebody's eyes and they are full of light and love, oh, there's God. Why am I looking for more? Why am I looking for that absolute, it's all right, Blossom, you're doing well? Why? When I know it is within me, it, because it isn't a he, it isn't a she. I am beginning to understand more and more that it is the feeling. To me, more and more, God, love, the thing is, if I'm talking, I go, God, da-da-da-da-da. I don't go, love, da-da-da-da-da. So that's why I'm using the word God. And some people are very happy to use that I am and I'm not. Because I was brought up in that space where God was a person. It was, and it's very hard to remove yourself from it being somebody, because we know of Jesus and we know of Mary and we know of those sacred, to me, energies. Now, people can debate, did Jesus ever exist? Was there a crucifixion? Some believe there was, some believe there wasn't. To me, I think, well, some people go, how can you say that, Blossom? But it doesn't matter. Today, right now, in your heart, all that went on yesterday, let alone way back when, and that might lead up to where we are today, it's about moving forward in the knowing of what we know. And what we know is that feeling inside of ourselves. I can't deny it. I simply cannot deny that feeling. I'm blessed now to sit in a house on a deck with a sunset looking over Karoi Mountain. When I go up there every evening, I'm like, thank you pours out of me to love. I am not addressing myself, I am just addressing. Thank you. Because I can't help it, because it is so beautiful. That to me has to be God. Love, whatever it is, what is it that makes us feel so grateful for things? What makes us in a really good mood and laugh and smile and think, you are such a lovely, lovely person. You're just lovely. You ooze loveliness. God. Love. That energy. It's an energy that we are. That's all we are and all we ever will be. That's all there is and all there ever will be. An energy. And that energy vibrates on different levels. And it's our choice, each moment of our day, how we choose to vibrate. The wind's having a little chat here through the mic. It's okay, that's okay. Somebody said to me the other day, and I totally agree, not easy to keep up this vibration, love, is it? And it isn't. I went, no, far easier. Far easier to go, do you know what, I can't be asked today. Can't be asked. And then, come through. It's all right, no, it's okay. No, it's just this, it's just coming through. That's all right, it's okay. And then there are other days when it's so easy, for no reason at all. You wake up and you're in a much better mood, and it's so easy to be of that higher vibration. And other days, you're just not. And so we are asked to think of the next better feeling thought, to lift our vibration up. And sometimes we do. And sometimes we're like, do you know what, I did that for the last 3 days. I'm not really, I'm just not in the space. And I think we have to allow ourselves to be able to feel flat sometimes, so that when we have bought ourselves out of it, we feel so much more alive, and we can feel the difference of. We're not doing wrong by not bouncing around for joy 24 hours a day, or feeling negative thoughts sometimes. But what we are able to do now is to recognize where we are at. We can recognize that, I don't like being in this space really. I'm more advanced than this now. What am I going to choose to do about it? Doesn't offend anybody else. It's just your choice. And I find that the more I am going through these days, the more I am in wait even more for more and more and more of us to wake up. And more and more and more of us are waking up. And we are being that example to show others, hey, look, it's good on this side. Step over the line, would you love? It's great over here. More and more people everywhere are recognizing that it comes from within you, not from anywhere else. And I know there are people in other countries who are having to deal with vastly atrocious things and fears that are being put out there that may happen, may not happen. But in the last channeling that I haven't put up yet, I did this week, that came up. And the Federation said, have you ever thought that you chose to be born in that particular place? You chose to move to that particular place so that you could shine your light there. So, they didn't say, so don't be there moaning, going, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? But what they were saying was, recognize wherever you are there for a reason because you chose to be there, and anchor your light into the earth. Shine your light out to those who are so scared, so afraid. And that light, like when you put something in anything in the bubble, that light cannot not have an effect. It just cannot. It doesn't mean that you have to say to somebody, do you know what? I'm sending love to you. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to know that they even felt it. You just have to know that it makes a difference. And when you do that on a level that never changes, that never falters, you just know that that's what you are doing. You don't have to think about it. You just have to be it. You are changing the world vastly, vastly. Just sitting down having a coffee somewhere might be full of people. You don't know them. So as you're stirring your sugar in or whatever you're doing, just send that love out to all those people who are drinking their cup of coffee and chatting, because you don't know, somebody there may just be feeling so sad, so alone, so miserable. You don't necessarily have to know it, but by sending your light out in general, that light will touch that soul and make them feel better. Is there any questions at all that anybody would like to ask me about anything? Not that I couldn't necessarily answer it, but you never know. Nothing. Are you saving them all up for White Cloud? Hoping he'll have the answers. Nothing? Everybody cool? We'll just check this out. Okay. What I might just do, just for a few minutes, is, as I was saying about the breathing, so much takes place when we breathe. We stay alive, for one thing. But in that intention, and I feel like I'm teaching my grandmothers how, and grandfathers, how to suck eggs here. But it is just a reminder of things. But in that intention of slower, deeper breath, so much is taking place within and without. The connection to that empty space, to divine source. So much recharging, so much getting rid of negativity around you, so much bringing in of light, stronger energies, so much clearing takes place, so much being is acknowledged when we take that time, even at the traffic lights, even in the queues in the shopping, when you're walking along, think, you know what, I'm not just going to go, just not acknowledge my breath. I am going to consciously take this moment to do the breathing. So maybe just together, if everybody's cool with it, we could just do a few sort of little sets of deeper breathing with the intention of whatever you choose, be it for yourself, which is also for the world, just the intention of being who we are, being love. So just know that your feet are firmly on the ground, if that's comfortable for you. And just feel relaxed. And just breathe in, say to the count of 4 to begin with. And let it out. And breathe in again. And let it out. And this time perhaps put your hand on your heart space. And take in a deep breath. And let it out. And don't necessarily follow my rhythm, just find your own rhythm. And as you breathe in the next time, think about putting your eyelids, looking up, with your eyes closed, looking up. And as you breathe out, keep your gaze upwards. And let your eyes settle up there. Let them relax up there, taking you into a higher divine space. And as you take in another breath, feel the love energy swirling inside of you. Let it out when you feel you want, and breathe in when you feel you want. But feel that energy of love removing you from here in this beautiful place and taking you out into the empty space. Keep on breathing in that energy and let it flow in and out. And as you're doing so, imagine as if there is an injection that is being pushed into that space, and that injection is happiness. So that as you take your next breath in, oh, do you feel that smile in your heart? Take a moment to think, when was the last time you felt really happy? When did you laugh? When did you smile? When did you feel good? Remember it now and feel that happiness. pop it inside your heart and shut the door and go, you stay there for a little while. You stay there. And then an injection of joy and happiness merging in colours together. Let them become part of your energy. And then peace. Let peace fill your being. No concerns, no worries, no regrets, no panic attacks, just breath of life, love, peace, joy, and happiness. All around you, all within you, in that empty space of purest, highest love. And as you breathe it out and let it out, send it out to our planet, knowing it will reach every corner, every desperate soul, every saddened soul, every happy soul, because that energy that we are in is everywhere. Everywhere. There is not one space where that energy is not. And we are all part of that one energy. We just vibrate on different levels at different times in our existence of love. In everything you do, be it from the washing up to the brain surgery to save another's life, know that the breath you take is love, life. Bringing to your life that which it should be. Joy, peace, happiness, love. And just give out gratitude from your heart. It is already there. It's already taken place. Just bring yourselves back into your body. And when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes. You see how much we'd got that dimmer switch on the world just now and just turned it up another notch. Lovely. Thank you very much. We'll just take a 10-minute break or whatever. Just have a little, feel free to walk around Susie's beautiful grounds that she so generously offers to us, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes, maybe quarter of an hour. Just have a stretch. Okay. Enjoy, people, enjoy. I just again take a few, breaths just to unite our energy and to send your love to the most beautiful energy of White Cloud, who's drawing very close. on his trusty steed as we speak through the clouds. Divine Spirit, we thank you for bringing us together this day. And we ask for a circle of protection around each one of us so that we may be kept safe, warm and protected in your light and your love. We ask now for the highest good of all, for White Cloud to draw close. And we ask too that this channeling is given with ease, truth and clarity, to assist the soul of each one of us as we walk this time upon life's journey. In love and thanks. A very warm welcome to you, my friends. I ask you to take a moment to listen to the trees. If there was no wind, if there were no trees, what would your heart hear? The silence of self, the heartbeat of your soul self. Your soul self, the you that you are, that is part of everything. And yet you, this tiny aspect of you, is sitting here in these seats, these days, listening to the wind blowing in the trees. Because you chose to be here. You chose to be in this chair at this moment of your journey. You could have chosen to be in a rather large shopping center, spending your hard-earned pennies. But this day you chose to serve your soul in this way, where a small group of souls come together so that they can recognize themselves, so that you take this opportunity to what? Why do you come? I ask this lightly. Why do you come? Do you come here to be enlightened? No. Because you already are. You come here, my friends, to serve your soul, to gather energy within your being as one in this particular space. You cannot see it, but as you were breathing earlier, you can feel it. That is why you come to situations such as this, to be collectively with one another, to join your energies, to reinforce them. Anything, my friends, that I have to say, you already know. You may not think you know it, but of course you do. I am just here to reiterate, to remind where I am now. I do not mean right now within Blossom's being, but when I am not here, I am in the divine pleasure and honor of being in many, many places, wherever I choose to be. And I can be aware of every place that I am in at the same time. And so can you. It is just that many of your senses and your capabilities and your divinity, although always within you, have been shut down. Yet, as you know, many of you, you knew this. You knew this was the case, would be the case, when you were walking upon this earth plane. You knew that in a sense it would be like walking within a cage. And yet you still chose to come to change this tiny planet. Because life, no matter whether it be on a small planet or a vast one, is the most divine right that you can experience. You may sometimes be sitting in a cloudy atmosphere, would I say, within your being. And you think, why did I choose of this? But you knew there would be the ups and the downs. You knew there would be the challenges. They expand who you are. They help you recognize yourself, these ups and these downs, and how you choose to work with them. What attitudes you choose to take towards them. That is just a little bonus. Because you knew when you came down that you weren't coming down just to expand your beingness. You knew you came down here for a specific purpose. Not necessarily in lifetimes gone by. That was different then. But now, here you are, all different ages in your years. Little ones, older ones who are ready to leave now. You came down to lift this planet out of the density that it has become. This, you know, I am not telling you anything new, my friends. I am just reminding you that on the days when everything seems a little flat, and you wonder what it is all about and what it is all for, remind your heart, oh yes, I came here to do something good, to do something miraculous, to change Gaia. That is why I am here. I am not here to worry about when I open up my wallet, how many pennies are in there, and can I afford this, and I would like that, but can I do that? You are not here to worry about those things. You are here to uplift everyone, everything that is. And it is a great mission. It is no small feat. Because it is, do you see, the change from dark into light. You can walk into a darkened room and you can turn on the light, done like that. You can walk into a darkened room and light a candle. Lighter. Try as you may to walk onto this planet and flick a switch. No. Because the energies that have, Blossom is wondering if that is a word, coagulated, that have, I am giving to Blossom over time. It is like it has, if you like, become sticky, dark glue, if we look at it like that in the density of. And that has built up and built up like a snowball, gathering and gathering and gathering. So much of light is missing on your planet. And that sounds very downcast. But I would not be saying that if I was not to give you the lighter side. The love that you are is like I always, when I speak of water, I speak of love. It is like pouring warm water onto the sticky glue, and it is breaking it up and melting it down and softening it and melting it into a more palpable state of being. And the more warm water that you put on it, the more it breaks up and dissipates. And that is what your light is doing. It is as if I am showing to blossom off like a heavy cannonball, one that smashes with a crane to bring a building down. Could you pick that up? No. Would you attempt to pick that up? No. Because you know it is impossible. In a sense, that was your challenge. Is your challenge. You saw that there was this planet that was as heavy as this cannonball, and you were asked to volunteer to come down and lift it up, to make it light. Do you know how many, many, many souls volunteered to do so? Because it is your heart's desire. Because of this experiment that your planet is, this world of yours is an experiment. And many find that offensive. Blossom did when she first heard of that. Do you mean I'm just an experiment? Yes. An experiment to be love in the highest form that you can, and create whatever you desire through that love. And so you chose to come. What a challenge, you said. What a challenge. Knowing all the difficulties that you would have to face, yet you were there at the front line. I will offer the love that I am to get that cannonball off the ground and change it, change its makeup, change its energy. Into that I am showing blossom of a cloud, a ball, a cloud, a fluffy cloud. That is light, that is love. That is what your challenge was. That is what your challenge is. And through your knowing of the love that you are, that alone, only that is making it happen. Love is making it happen. And you are the ones changing it. Blossom, the other day,
was watching on the screen of a place many, many miles away, where unless it was for the art of the cameraman, etc., it was of a particular wolf and its life in the where nobody lived. And she was thinking, if this cameraman had not gone there and taken that filming, who would know of its existence? What would be its point? It is just a wolf living its life, and there is nobody there to prove it, or to see it, or to wonder at it. It is just part of life. There is so much, my friends, that goes on everywhere that you do not see. It is miraculous, yet you do not see it. And yet, you can know it. You can know it in your heart. And there will be a time when you leave of your physicality. And I do not necessarily mean for good. I mean maybe when you are meditating or asleep. When you see these other things, these other beings, these other life forms, that I may add into the mix, that you may choose to become of at that time. You may choose for a time, for another aspect of you to be that wolf that nobody can see, but just to be it, to experiment, to feel life, something else to try. You are capable, and you do all of this. This is why they say you come back many lifetimes, because you have the opportunity to try a bit of this, try a bit of that. See what it's like to be he, she, both. See what it's like to be a mother, a father. See what it's like. And Blossom is questioning, she can see, to be a deer in the forest. And so she is saying to me, can our human being spirit, can our soul be an animal then? Why not? If you want it to be, who is to say no? If you choose to pop in or have a lifetime as, which is that? As a deer, do so. Life never stops. If you don't try all these different things, you may get a little bored. You might choose to go to another planet right now. There is, maybe, can be, possibly, if you have chosen, a part of your higher self that is right now a being on another planet, experimenting, experiencing that, at the same time as you are sitting here. You are not just this that you feel that you are. You are so much more. Because, my friends, you are everything. I spoke earlier about you being shut down and being in these cages. Blossom can feel already in me as I speak of this that I would not say it hurts me. That is not my way. But I know what freedom of your soul is. I am free. I want to say to you, I want you to know that you are free if you allow yourselves to know it. Deep within you, you are free. Nobody, nothing can capture your soul, even though there will be those that would disagree with me. There are some that feel that all of us, all of you upon this planet are, I would use the word, enslaved to a degree. Because you do not have your freedom to be who you truly are. That saddens my heart. And yet you knew it when you came. And your light is strong enough to shine through that. It is strange words for me to use, but to shine through that captivity. There are those on your planet who do not wish you to shine, because if you do, they can't. Yet you are here because you are, as I have said over and over, the strongest of the strong. You are here to be free in your soul and not allow all that keeps you down to control you. Nothing can control you. Nothing. You are in control of your soul self. It cannot be taken away. And when you know that it belongs to you and nobody else, then therefore you are in control and free to do with it all that you know you are capable of. And all that you are capable of is so much more than you know you are capable of at this point. Because you have been indoctrinated with the facts, and that has added to your concrete ball of treacle mess that you cannot do this and you cannot do that. Those things are, what do you call of them, myths. Dragons are myths. Are they? Fairies, elves, are they? All these things that are mythical creatures, etc., Merlin's wizards, tall people, small, small people, small people. Are they make-believe? Or have you been told? And as a consciousness made to believe that they are just little fairy stories in books to read to your children and then tell them that is not true. These things are things I talk about when I say you may not be able to see them, but it does not mean they are not there. If, as you know, infinity is never ending, do you not need to invent this and that and this and that to keep your interest going? You would get very bored forever and ever and ever and ever and ever with the same things that have already been created. So create some more. Create it from where? From your heart. And I mean not necessarily Blossom is, we are talking here, but Blossom is saying, do you mean elsewhere when we are up in the great sky and we think, I will create of this planet and life upon it? Yes. But I also mean as you are sitting here. Create anything you want. And when you have the intention of love for the highest good of all, not just on your planet, but everything, there it is for you. And you have made something new. You have brought into creation something new that, do not think I am going loco, that is already in existence. Although you have just created it. That is hard to get your head around. But everything, every possibility is there. And will always be there. And sometimes you wonder upon your planet Earth that you cannot get your head around things. Things upon your little planet Earth. Try getting your head around the entirety of everything. But at the end of the day, my friends, none of it matters. None of it matters. It just is. Just is. And you can choose to enjoy that is or not enjoy that is. That doesn't matter either. You are just love in pure essence of being. You are love. Everything else is just a game to play with. But when you know that everything is love, and you therefore are only love, every move you make, it changes everything when you know you are of that divine energy. And I know now that there's a question that would care to be asked. That is fine if you are ready to ask of it. Take a sip of your water. So we will go to a little bit of a question time, depending on how long each, whether it is a yes and that is the end of that, or whether it elaborates, and whether or not indeed, my friend, I can answer your question. Welcome to you. Yes, that would you feel comfortable sharing it up here because of this? Would you? It is just that Blossom is aware this is plugged into that. So anything else does not come through. But if you could speak through that, it makes wonder what is the easiest thing. This is a human problem you have. I do not have to deal with this sort of thing normally. Perhaps if you would not mind standing, are you comfortable to do so, to address? Because I can already see that others cannot hear that. If you are happy to do that, thank you so much for that. Welcome. That is fine. That is, we will do a bit of canoodling. Okay. That is lovely.
So I had an experience where you came through to me, White Cloud, but in such an unusual way, because I feel like you came through to me through Blossom. So I feel like I was channeling you, White Cloud, but I was channeling Blossom, channeling you.
She is saying that's why she felt odd that day.
So I could feel what it was like for Blossom to channel you, which was like just such an amazing experience. So I can feel how good it feels to Blossom to channel you. And you were speaking, but you weren't speaking English. You were speaking in your native tongue, which was the most divine language I have ever heard on this planet, even above light language, any light language I've heard. And I've never heard you speak your native tongue before, so I was wondering if you would if you would be able to grace us with some of your native tongue, your native language.
Blossom, of course, has just fainted. And she says she's not going to wake up. She truly wants to walk away. Because there's something also that, because she does not know at this point what is to take place. But it is, when one is channeling, Blossom, that is why she's saying to me now that this would be the perfect opportunity for her to hop out completely and just let me get on with it. And she would be more than happy to do so. But it doesn't work that way for us. And therefore, it is not that Blossom does not trust me at all. It is not that she does not trust herself. It is that some things, for instance, somebody may send in, she's saying, good White Cloud, you are diverting, you are diverting. somebody may write into Blossom and say, ask the Federation of Light about the 10th of July 1965 and see what they have to say about that little incident. And Blossom is, are you sure? What do you think? What do you think if she was to tap in and say, excuse me, could you say what happened? It cannot work. What do those people think? That we are those who are not in the body anymore, that we can just do of that. And Blossom is aware of that also, so she might write back jokingly, you are having a laugh, surely, because that cannot be picked up on. And it is that Blossom, how she wishes you hadn't come today. I wish I could laugh. I cannot. For those that are new, I am unable to. I snort like a pig when I laugh, so it is difficult, and I cannot sing through Blossom either. The frightening thing for her is she knows that I am going to do so. And she's very worried about how this might turn out. But a lot in this case. Our reputation is at stake, Blossom is saying. But it is also, if we don't mind sharing in this way, that she is aware that there are times when I have done chanting a little. And to her, she just allows me to go with it, but she also, in all respect, thinks, is this a load of rubbish? She doesn't, not disrespectful to me, but she does not know what is coming out of her mouth, so to speak. And that is what I am telling her right now, to stop deterring. That is Blossom doing that through me. Mahanakiayan. Salanyak yunahay seyo. Chinalak. Sehanyari pilyachinay. Kuchinaya. Kuchinaya ise. Ito pai chudnats liay che. Kukai. Noche. Noche se noche. Hilapin soy fonsa luch. Ikai mache. Imakailai. Fuch sinchai sion che Chicha chucha. Chicha 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 chicha. Yai. Ilana kaya pai shinsai. Fot puch. Ilai snyai. Ishnai kai chu ai. Hiliana. Wakenai. Hilianai. Hiliainai. Ichai. 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 Inayako. Icha. 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 Aichin so afli aichintai. Mikanai. Mikanai. Mikai. Kiso. Kiso kichana. Kichoy. Kichoy. Hi. 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 And Blossom would like to make a little laugh and say, meaning what exactly? My friends, in essence, I would say, it is of the gratitude to the sun and the moon, to the rainfall, to the wind. When I lived as a Native American Indian upon your planet many moons ago, it was to these elements that we gave gratitude. They talked to us as they can talk to you, but you have forgotten and been suppressed by. Listen. Listen to what they have to tell you. They have so much wisdom that connects with your heart, and you say, oh, I suddenly have this idea. You were helped a little, if not a lot, by the winds and the rain and the sun and the moon. I do not wish to dampen this, and yet the sun and the moon and the wind and the rain was not tampered with when I lived upon the earth. Therefore, you have to reach deep inside of your beings to connect with it, to connect with the true wind, sun, moon, rain, because it has been tampered with, and is no longer of its purity, as I sadly say, is the same for humans upon your planet. But I say that because I can smile to say that it is changing. You are making that happen and bringing your true beings back to their original divine form. This is taking place, my friends, and you are and shall be part of it. Nobody, no thing cannot be part of this miraculous divine change. I feel that Blossom will do her party trick that we can do. That is perfect. Perfect. Not even a shudder. I shall be on stage with my top hat and cane one of these days with my friend. I wish before I go to say to each one, we are all part of the divine essence of love. You know that love, therefore, is always of you, as you. It works through you. And you know, therefore, that I, the energy spirit known to you as white cloud, is always with you also. For it is my joy and my pleasure to be part of this experience with you. Many thanks, my friends. Many thanks. I love you, each one. I love you so. I do not want to leave this day, but it is time. We give thanks to the Divine Oneness for allowing this meeting to take place. We ask always that we may remain humble in order to serve and to receive, and that we may continue to walk boldly as the light and the love. Adieu, my friends. Adieu.
Just ask you now to visualize an open flower in the top of your head and just watch it close down into a tight bud and draw it through your body so that we may always be safe, warm and protected, to walk ever onwards.
the light and the love. In love and thanks. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of today. Really enjoyed your company. And I know White Cloud just loves to be part of your company too. So thank you very much. I don't know, I haven't even looked when the first Sunday in November is. It might be November, it might be December, I'm not really sure. So I'll put that out on my newsletter. If you want to be part of my newsletter, if you go to www.blossomgoodchild.com, and then I send out my channelings from the Federation of Light that are sort of every week, all being well, and also to let you know when these events are taking place. Again, Susie, thank you so much for offering of your beautiful, beautiful space. And just to say for people, there are books there. If you'd like to, for anybody who hasn't been before, please feel free as a gift to take the Walking in the Light and the Love book with my love. Just help yourself to one of those. And truly, if there is anybody that thinks, oh, do you know what, I think so-and-so would like one of those books, please feel free to take one and pass them on. Okay, people, thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy to be with you. Thank you very much indeed.